Shalom. I want to give all the praise, all the glory, all the honor unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kudash. Double honors goes out to the elder apostles of Great Millstone for teaching me the truth. Also want to acknowledge all the Akyam who are pushing the truth with sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. This is Shabai from the Denver camp, GMS. I'm going to be in Jeremiah 23, and I'm going to start at 1. Woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture, saith Yahweh. All right, so meaning destruction to these leaders of Israel, these false leaders who are they're not gathering the sheep, they're scattering the sheep by, when you push into false doctrines, pushing things that are not written, pushing things that are, making up your own doctrine, going against the true elders of Israel, who we believe through the Spirit and the faith are the elders of GMS, okay? But these pastors, that are in the leadership, they got destruction coming to them. They're going to have a downfall. All right. Let me see what's going to grab. And they're leading the flock astray, right? Meaning they're leading the flock, which is the flock of the Israelites, and really more exclusively the flock it's really talking about are the men, the flock of Yahweh's pasture. All right, let's get Ezekiel 34:31. It says, "And ye, my flock, the flock of my pasture, are men, and I am your power, saith Yahweh, the Most High." Okay. So if you're out here teaching, false doctrines, you're teaching lies, you took a bag and you're you sold out. And guess what? Yahweh was saying, woe to those pastors that scatter the sheep, that scatter the flock of the pasture. All right. Jeremiah, and I'll just go to Jeremiah 23:2. "Therefore thus saith Yahweh the Most High of Israel against the pastors that feed my people, ye have scattered my flock and driven them away, and have not visited them. Behold, I will visit upon you the evil of your doings, saith Yahweh." So Yahweh's gonna, everyone's accountable, right? But you leadership, you men of Israel who are in leadership roles, and you're not doing the right thing, so to speak, you're not pushing sound doctrine, you coming against the true leaders of Israel, whether it be with your doctrine or you just talking shit, calling us and our elders bums, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is going to visit you for your evil doings. Verse 3. "And I will gather the remnant of my flock out of the countries whither I have driven them out, and will bring them again to their folds, and they shall be fruitful and increase." All right. So the remnant, no matter what the pastors do, that they're necessary, right? Because the ones who are led astray, the ones who are scattered, the ones who are not of the elect, really, it's all, like we always tell you, preordained, predestined, right? But it still don't mean you still got to do the right thing in truth and in righteousness. Even though we know everything's already set in stone, so to speak. Okay. Verse 4. "And I will set up shepherds over them which shall feed them, and they shall fear no more nor be dismayed, neither shall they be lacking, saith Yahweh." right? And the shepherds are our elders, you know. And we're here, we're here in Denver, and we had the honor and the the blessing of having Elder Apostle Ricard. He's out here right now, So these are those shepherds that fed us with knowledge, that are feeding us with true knowledge. You see? It says, "And they shall fear no more, nor be dismayed, neither shall they be lacking, saith Yahweh." Lacking what? Lacking anything. Because this is our stability, right? This is our water. This is our bread. This is our food. This is our meat. You see, we're not lacking anything. If you're a man, a true servant of Yahweh Bashem Yoshai, you lack nothing. All right. 5. Behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, and that I will raise unto David a righteous branch, and a king shall reign and prosper, and shall execute judgment and justice in the earth. Which that king, that king, first and foremost, is Yahweh Shai, right? And of course, King David is going to be he's going to be the king also in the kingdom. All right. Verse 6. In his days Judah shall be saved, and Israel shall dwell safely, and this is his name whereby he shall be called Yahweh Shai, our righteousness. All right. Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, our righteousness. Rather, I'll read it that way. Verse 7. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, that they shall no more say, the Lord liveth, which brought up the sons out of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But the Lord liveth, which brought up and which led the seed of the house of Israel out of the north country, and from all countries whither I had driven them, and they shall dwell in their own land. Right, and that north country dealing with North America, right? Babylon. That's where Babylon is, in that north country. It says, verse 9. Mine heart is within me, is broken because of the prophets. All my bones shake. I am like a drunken man, and like a man whom wine hath overcome, because the Lord, and because of the words of his holiness. All right. And really, it's going into these false doctrines, that wine. If you're overcome with a false doctrine, it's a parable, a metaphor. It's like saying, you're drunk off, you're too drunk off this false doctrine, which, what I'm saying, it influences you to the point where you start going off, just like alcohol could do that, right? Verse 10. For the land is full of adulterers, for because of swearing the land mourneth. The pleasant places of the wilderness are dried up, and their course is evil, and their force is not right. All right. So yeah, this is a land full of adulterers, man. The men here in Babylon, and especially when you're an Israelite and you're seeking another man's wife, and these motherfuckers don't care, man. They don't care if they see your wife, and it could be in the workplace, it could be wherever, right, in the public. They're gonna holler at your lady, and if your lady's not a faithful servant to you, they're gonna get at it. And your lady is going to be worthy of death, and so is the man who coming at her like that. But this place, like this verse says, is full of adulterers. They don't even consider the laws of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, these fucking Babylonians, right? Verse 11. For both prophet and priest are profane. Yeah, in my house have I found their wickedness, saith Yahweh. And remember that word profane, it goes back to being outside of the temple, right? Outside of church, outside of the church. So the things they do are outside of the church. They're teaching for filthy lucre. They're not teaching sound doctrine. You know, they're stumbling blocks. You know, to the nation of Israel, and that's a wicked thing. You know. And this ain't talking about like regular ass people. This is talking about Israelites who are, you got prophets and priests, men who call them priests, men who call them prophets. They call themselves prophets, but yet they're doing this work on the left-hand side. You know? Verse 12. Wherefore their ways shall be unto them as the slippery ways in the darkness. They shall be driven on and fall therein, and I will bring evil upon them, even the year of their visitation, saith Yahweh. Right? You're on a slippery slope. If you're out here teaching, false names, you're teaching false doctrine. You're teaching that you're saying things like, oh, the micro C hip is not the mark of the beast, and you telling your congregation to go ahead and take that thing. You're on a slippery slope, man. And the evil is going to come on you in the year of visitation. Verse 13. And I have seen folly in the prophets of Samaria. They prophesied in Baal and caused my people Israel to err. And that's what you see happening right now, man. You got IUIC, Israel united in Christ. Why don't they say Israel united in Yahushua? You see? Because when you think of that, and the word Christ just means anointed, but when they're talking about the Jesus Christ, because they know the truth, while some of them know the names, but they're like these fucking pagan Christians who minimize the importance of the names. They're talking about, he has so many names and this and that, and no, he has one name. Right? The Son and the Father, Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, that's one name. Each one of them has one name. And it's Hebrew. Alright? Verse 13. And then again, there's more force, because you can say, oh, well, I'm saying it in my language. No, you say it in Hebrew, no matter what language you speak. You say the true names in Hebrew, it don't matter. You know? You say the true names in Hebrew. You don't try and translate it and try and say, oh, well, no, Yahweh, the Father, Yahushai, the Son. All right, anything other than that, you're causing your people to err. You going outside of those names. And I have seen also in the prophets of Jerusalem an horrible thing. They commit adultery and walk in lies. They strengthen also the hands of evildoers, that none doth return from his wickedness. Yeah, if you're calling yourself a prophet, you're out there committing adultery, man, that's wicked as hell. The servants, the prophets, we're more accountable, because the Lord's given us this knowledge, this truth. Everyone's accountable, don't get me wrong, but if you're calling yourself a prophet and you're out here being this wicked, fucking another man's wife, you're worthy of death. That none doth return from his wickedness, that they are all of them unto me are as Sodom, and inhabitants thereof as Gomorrah. Right. He's comparing to them wicked ass places, Sodom and Gomorrah, that had to be burned with fire. That's why America is spiritually Sodom, spiritually Egypt, because all the shit they promote here, man. They're politicians, they're fucking school teachers. This place, they allow all that in all these fields, and all these work fields, and it's wicked as hell. Verse 15. Therefore, thus saith Yahweh of hosts concerning the prophets, Behold, I will feed them with wormwood and make them drink the water of gall. For the prophets of Jerusalem is profaneness gone forth into all the land. Right. And it's happening in all the ages, right? Every age has the wicked prophets. The prophets are subject unto the prophets, as it tells you in, I believe it's Corinthians. Let's see. Yeah, 1 Corinthians 14 and 32, it says, as the spirits of the prophets are subject to the prophets. So you're a wicked prophet in the ancient, you regenerate every time you come back. We all find our lot. The true prophets will find their lot. The false prophets find their lot. The heathen find their lot. The 2/3 find their lot. The remnant finds their lot in every one of our lifetimes. Okay? So you've had this leadership being tainted, being wicked in Israel in all the ages, right? Let me get this real quick. Isaiah 1 and 5. Why should ye be stricken any more? Ye will revolt more and more. The whole head is sick, and the whole heart faint. So let me look up that word revolt. But that's what it is. The head, meaning the leadership, is sick. Okay. Let me get this real quick. Let me get this definition and go a little deeper on this word, revolt. Let's see, where's it at? All right, so, dang, let me see. I'm going to play it in the blue letter. This is revolt.
Strong's H, 5627. Sarah. Sarah.
Sarah. All right. And it means to turn away, rebellion, continual stroke, apostasy, defection, turning aside. You see? And that's what these false prophets, that's what they cause to happen. They cause our people to err, like we read earlier. You know? Because you got a lot of, you know, and we always say, you know, there's groups out there, other camps that have elect members, you know, and I don't know, we don't know if it's going to be Jacob's trouble that's going to cause them to repent and come into the truth, or, you know, Yahweh is going to have mercy on the elect, and you know, there's going to be men and women of Israel who right now they're not in their right mindset, and they're going to get right quick when that time happens. You know, when the Lord puts the Spirit on them to repent. If they're the elect, it don't matter if they're in IUIC right now. They're going to repent. They're going to be, you know, the elect. Let me see. Jeremiah 23. And let me see. Okay, we keep going. Let's see. Verse 16, I think. Verse 16. Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, hearken not unto the words of the prophets that prophesy unto you. They make you vain. They speak a vision of their own heart, and not out of the mouth of Yahweh. Right. So they're just speaking their own doctrine, like I said earlier. You know, they're creating things, man. You know, IUIC with their hell doctrine. You know, the glorified pagan Christianity over there. You know. And it's not out of the Lord's mouth. It's not in the scriptures. The things that a lot of these groups are teaching is not parallel with the scriptures. When you're out there teaching, it don't matter who you are, you need to be parallel with the scriptures. If you're not parallel with the scriptures, if you're not according to it's written, then you're, one of the brothers had, and could have been even if he got it from the elders, but he made a statement, when the second you go off, the second you say something wrong, you become a false prophet. And now, do we misspeak, and have we misspoken? Yes. But do we correct ourselves? Yes. There's times when you have to maybe do a second video, or you got to delete a video you did because you made something that went off, and that's that's, we're in the flesh. This is living water. We're constantly growing, constantly learning. So there's going to be times where that happens, but you just need to minimize it and to the best of your ability, and really eliminate it. And if it's something that happens over and over and over, then hey, guess what, maybe just stick to the basics, stick to the milk. And that goes for all the men who are teaching the scripture, all the men of Israel, the Israelites. Let me see. My Native American flute turned off. Let me put it back on. So-called Native American, right? Bear with me. I'm almost done. I'm almost done with this lesson anyway. But I just wanted to keep going a little longer. All right, there we go. Oh, shit. Okay. All right, I'm at verse, let's see, 17. It says, they say still unto them that despise me, Yahweh hath said, ye shall have peace. And they say unto every one that walketh after their imagination of his own heart, no evil shall come upon you. See? That's when you know that that's a false prophet telling you there's no evil going to come, because we know evil's going to come upon Israel. The scriptures is a lot of the foundation is dealing with evil coming upon our own people. We know that the judgment starts with Israel. The house of Yahweh. We know Jacob's trouble. Why is it called Jacob's trouble? Because this trouble is evil, bad time. The word evil means bad time in the etymology. So when we talk about Jacob's trouble, which is written in the scriptures, how the hell are you going to say there's no evil going to come upon us when that's literally called Jacob's trouble? Verse 18. For who hath stood in the counsel of Yahweh and hath perceived and heard his word? Who hath marked his word and heard it? Behold, a whirlwind of Yahweh is gone forth in fury, even a grievous whirlwind, and it shall fall grievously upon the head of the wicked. And I believe that's part of that is talking about the chariots, because the chariots are going to be a curse to the earth, right? Tells you that is what is let me get it. The curse that goeth forth out of Egypt. Let me see. I think it's either Jeremiah or Zechariah. Oh yeah, Zechariah. Let's grab that real quick. Zechariah 5:3, the whirlwind. Zechariah 5:3. And because Zechariah saw the chariot in the sky. It says, then I turned, and what you call a UFO. Then I turned and lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll. He said unto me, What seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits. Then said he unto me, This is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off as on this side according to it, and everyone that sweareth shall be cut off as on that side according to it. And I will bring forth, saith Yahweh of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief, and into the house of him, and the house of the thief is Babylon. This place, everything is set up by thieves, right? They stole the land, stole the culture, stole the people, stole the women, And then, they fucked up our women's mindsets, man. The Jake woman, she's out of her mind. Doesn't want to get in order, don't want to cook, thinks she's the prize, thinks she's the, you know what I'm saying? She thinks she's the bee's knees. And we got to be worshiping her like this place is set up. Babylon's set up for you to worship the woman, man. In the scriptures, your woman should be worshiping you, and you should be worshiping Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai as a man. And your woman should worship you. You're her Lord. In the ancient times, the women called their husbands Lord. All right. And it shall remain in the midst of his house, and shall consume it with the timber thereof and the stones thereof. You see, so those chariots, that whirlwind, it's going to be a curse to this side. Of course, there's balance in it, right? Because the chariots are also going to be salvation. They're going to deliver the elect. But on the other hand, they're going to be at curse, and they're going to put a lot of people to death and bring that destruction. The angels. Jeremiah, we're at 23. And Jeremiah 23 and we're at 18. No, 19. No, 20. Jeremiah 23 and 20. The anger of Yahweh shall not return until he have executed, until he have performed the thoughts of his heart. In the latter days he shall consider it perfectly. And that's what we're doing. We're considering it perfectly because why? We are understanding the truth perfectly. We're understanding. When we used to read this Bible, we would read that whirlwind, we would read we would read certain things and we wouldn't have no clue what it was talking about, until the Spirit gathered us, until Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai gathered us. And now we can consider it perfectly because we understand the book. Before we didn't understand it. Christianity had you thinking that Eve was literally talking to a fucking snake in the garden, We didn't know nothing about the chariots until we came in the truth, Let me see, let me grab that word. I just want to see what it says for consider, and then perfectly, and then that verse. But that's what it is, man. And I'm going to be closing it out here soon, because I know we're going to be linking up with the brothers today. It's kind of the whole weekend been a fellowship. Brothers have been hanging out. We've been, kicking it. I told my daughter, because this weekend I knew the brothers from Dallas were coming in, elders were coming in. We said, hey, I told my daughter, you might not see me this much this weekend, All right, let's go. Let me see. Salaki, I'm looking for this word. Jeremiah 23. Enter. We'll go to 20. I'm just going to grab these two words, and then I'm probably going to close it down. Let's see. And ye shall consider. Let's see what that is.
Strong's H995. Bean.
Ooh, see?
Bean.
So that's what it means. It means, consider means to understand. Let me read this verse again. The anger of Yahweh shall not return until he have executed, until he have performed the thoughts of his heart, which is the thoughts of his mind, right? In the latter days ye shall consider it perfectly. In the latter days you're going to understand it perfectly. That's what I was saying. Discern. That's another word for consider here. And what's discern? You're able to recognize the truth. You're ready to discern, what's true, what's false, and what's true. See, that's why we go into these words, because it's always gets a little deeper, Etymology, man. Before we came in the truth, half the brothers didn't even know what etymology was, And now here we are, going in our words, man. Okay, let's see, consider. Another word. Consider even means intelligent. See? Let me see. Let me read this. To discern, to understand, to consider, to observe, to mark, give heed to, distinguish, consider, to have discernment, understanding, to be discerning, to be intelligent, right? And when it comes to these scriptures, who's more intelligent than the prophets of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai? Here's another word, to teach, to instruct, prudent, regard, right? That's what that word consider means. We'll go to perfectly. Let's see what that means, and I'll close out on this word. Perfectly. They're both kind of the same. They're both going into understanding. Let me consider it perfectly.
Strong's H998.
Perfectly.
Binah.
Is binah.
Binah.
And that was similar, because let's go back to that other one real quick. Consider.
Strong's H995. Bean.
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 Bean and binah. See, they're similar. So I'm going to go back. But they both, now when I click on the perfectly, it says understanding, discernment, act, right? Wisdom. The anger of Yahweh shall not return until he have executed, until he have performed the thoughts of his heart. In the latter days, ye shall consider it perfectly, meaning you're going to understand it perfectly. You're going to understand, you're going to have discernment, right? It brings me to the Daniel 12, right? Let's see. Daniel 12:10. Many shall be purified and made white and tried, but the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand. See? And what's that word mean? Understand. Consider it perfectly. That's what, matter of fact, I'm gonna name this video, consider it perfectly. in the latter days. That's what I'll title this one. But I'm gonna go ahead and close out. Oh wait, you know what? I didn't read the one I wanted to read. Hold up. Where the heck is it? I know it's in this chapter. Alright, 4. I'm going to go Daniel 12:4. It says, "But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased." Right? And what are we talking about? We read that in the latter days ye shall consider it perfectly. Because why? Because knowledge has increased, and we're increased. We've been exalted to understanding. Where in times past we didn't have the understanding, because this shows you where we're at in measuring the time diligently, where we're at, because we know these things. That's because the Lord's having mercy on the elect, setting up his teachers, the prophets, who have given us understanding. And then we walk into the labors of our, we're walking into the labors of like I said, subject to the prophets. The spirits of the prophets are subject unto the prophets. So here we are in our last captivity. Knowledge is increasing, and we're considering it perfectly. The truth, the end, because we're in the latter days, and it means we're understanding it perfectly. You see? But I read the part, knowledge shall increase in verse 4, and I'm gonna read this one more time. I'm gonna read Daniel 12:9. I'll start there. It says, "And he said, Go thy way, Daniel, for the words are closed up and sealed till the time of the end. Many shall be purified and made white and tried, but the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand." Right? Understand it perfectly. All right? Consider it perfectly. "And from the time of that day that the daily sacrifice shall be taken away, the abomination that maketh desolate set up, there shall be a 2,290 days. Blessed is he that waiteth, and cometh to the 1,305 days." And then he tells him, "But go thy way till the end be, for thou shalt rest and stand in thy lot at the end of the days." So meaning he was going to pass away, Daniel, the prophet, but in the last days he was going to stand in his lot. So we have the prophet Daniel's out here. Who is it? We don't know, because there's no remembrance of the former things, but we know that the prophet Daniel is out here prophesying, and more than likely, positively he's in one of these camps in GMS. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and close out on that. I want to give all the praise, all the glory, all the honor unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah Kadash. Double honors goes out to the elder apostles of Great Millstone for teaching me the truth. Also want to acknowledge the Akyam, who are pushing the truth with sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. Shalom to the elect.